Welcome back to the channel. Been a hot minute. It's been a little crazy around this household, but we are back at least for this week, and we're going to be looking at a new film processor. It's the Tacumi Home Darkroom CPLift. So the folks over at Reflx Labs sent me a package of this processor to try out and see what I think about it. There are no strings attached, so we're gonna take a look at the features. We're gonna look at what it can do, some of my experiences with it, and then we'll kind of look at some pros and cons. Overall, it's a good processor, I'll tell you that. If you are in the market for something like a Jobo CPE, this would be kind of an equivalent processor. So this comes as an option of two packages. One would be just the processor by itself, which if you're already in the Jobo universe for developing film, you've got some tanks and reels, and you want a newer processor, this would be a good fit for you. It's under $1,000. It's going to fit 1500 and 2500 series tanks, and you'll just get moving right along. If, however, you want to get into the Jobo universe of equipment, then go for the slightly upgraded kit. It's the exact same processor, nothing's different there, but it comes with some added accessories. When I opened my box, I saw that it had a film changing bag. This is going to be one of your generic Chinese made. It's functional. It works just exactly as advertised. It's not the pop-up type. It's just the loose bag. It is going to have, or at least mine had, that weird chemical fishy smell that a lot of Chinese coated fabrics have, so be aware. It will go away after a while, I hope, because I've gotten some other things that had that upon opening, and they're fine now. They aired out enough. I keep putting this back in the original plastic bag, so probably won't unless I take it out, just let it air. But it does come with that, and it works really well. It also came with some film handling gloves, fabric gloves, a couple of these film clips for both 120 and 35 millimeter, 2 clips per bag, so 4 clips total. And they have little hooks to hang on things. Came with a binder of negative pages to put your film in, 35 millimeter only, and I'm shooting 120, so it doesn't do me a lot of good, but they did provide that as part of the upgraded kit. And then otherwise, it comes with the bottles, no measuring cups, but we'll go over that in a second. But 4 bottles, thermometer, timer. I think they actually sent me a spare thermometer in there, a spare water pump. But most importantly, it comes with a tank. So it is a Jobo ripoff tank. It's a standard double-sized tank, same as Jobo. This would be the Jobo version. Get the brand around, right? And this would be the Chinese version here. So you can see that it has a single extension on top and then the geared type lid. Now that's different than the Jobo single tank with a double extension. They are not the same size. Once you put a lid on this, it'll be taller. So the extension is a bit taller than the double tank itself. So it's a little bit different, but it came with a core and it came with 3 reels. All the parts are interchangeable with the Jobo brand. So this extension will fit onto the Jobo tank. The lid fits onto the Jobo tank. The reels fit inside. So you can make it universal. The processor itself, it has a heater. I want to say it's 800 watt heater. I could be wrong about that. I'm just going from memory. Has a water pump to circulate the upper trough and then back down. and it has a funnel and lift. So like the CPE3, it has a lift. You pour the liquid in while the drum is spinning, and then you lift the handle and the tank will go up and drain while it continues to rotate. It rotates for about 10 seconds, changes direction, and does that repeatedly. And then just some advice across the board, whether you use this machine or a Jobo, don't leave your water in there for just sitting for a long period of time. It will, especially depending on your water quality, potentially grow algae and sludge and stuff like that. So if you're not going to process for more than a day or two, drain that and then fill it up. Otherwise you will find that you're cleaning out some nasty stuff. So take it from some practical experience. Drain the machine if you think you're going to take a pause in processing. What else should we mention here? Max size tanks. That would be a good thing to mention. So the tank they give you 3 reels inside. Let's open that up. So you get 3 reels. They are expandable for medium format, but the machine can handle a little bit more. So I found in practical use that you can use the full double tank, double extension. So let's put that together. So this size tank right here, it holds 5 35mm reels, or if you're doing medium format, it'll hold 3 of those, giving you 6 total rolls of medium format film on there, because each reel is doubled up, just like Jobo. And this is as long as you can get. Any longer than this, it will not fit in the trough. If you want to use 2500 series stuff, the largest tank you can use is the multi-tank 5. So again, just like this, same length. It's going to hold 5 35mm reels or 3 medium format reels. And again, with medium format, 2 rolls of film per reel, so 6 total, which is what I was doing. That's about it as for what's included, and then the basics of the machine. You fill it up with water. I got about 8 to 10 liters of water, something like that, in there, and it covered the bottles well without making them float. The included thermometer has a clip that goes into the developer bottle, so you can get a direct reading of what your developer is doing, regardless of the tub itself. A digital readout for your temperature that you can set up and down, which is nice. And then 4 speeds of your motor. The direction will change automatically, so you don't do anything there. But you have 50 or 70 RPM, or you can cut each of those in half, giving you 25 and 35 respectively. So 25, 35, 50, and 70 RPM, which is a pretty good selection. So that's about it for what's included and how to use it. Very straightforward. Nothing super magical there. So let's talk about some pros and cons. Pros. It is a small footprint, so it's not going to take up a lot of sink space. It's much smaller than my CPA processor. I like it quite a bit in that regard. It has a very strong motor. So I had the Jobo Silver base. I did a video on that, and I've used that quite a bit for some black and white because there's no temperature controlled tub. I found if I used a larger drum, like a 2500 series drum with sheet film reel, the motor was a little underpowered. It was a small stepper motor, a NEMA 17 size motor, I want to say, and I could tell it was straining under even that modest size of a drum. The tank it came with, which was just a double tank by itself and a reel, It seemed fine with that. Anything more and it would strain, and even with a big tub, a couple of times I had it stall. Nothing that a little bit of encouragement with my hand wouldn't fix, but still sort of underpowered. This machine, like the CPE3, does not use a stepper motor. It uses a DC motor with a gear reduction box. So it has much higher torque, and even with this drum, the 2500 Multi-Tank 5, fully loaded with film and the max liquid of 750 milliliters, didn't break a sweat. It was perfectly fine rotating that, and I had zero concern over its ability to do so. So that's fantastic. So good, strong motor. I would imagine they're not using anything fancy, so if it does somehow go out, I should be able to find a direct replacement very easily and inexpensively. So I like the fact that it has that. The pump seems to be a small aquarium type pump, and the heater seems to be a small aquarium type heater. So again, if there is some kind of issue with those, I should be able to get replacements pretty easily and inexpensively. It heats up quick, much faster than my CPA, but the CPA is almost double the volume of water, so not surprising there being smaller. The pump is good and strong, so the circulation is nice and strong. I like that it is fully compatible with all my Jobo stuff. That's great. If I have Jobo reels or other extensions or whatever, is easy to just swap parts back and forth. No issue. So that's a great pro there. And overall, it's been a good experience. Cons. When I first got it and I opened it up, I put the drum on to test it out, the motor was turning, but the drum wasn't, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. I could hear it. On closer inspection, I saw that the gear that engages with the drum lid was not connected to the motor shaft at all. There should have been a set screw. There was a spot for a set screw to hold on to the motor shaft. There was just no set screw at all. I don't know if that's a problem other people will experience, or if mine was simply human error, and as somebody who builds things and sells them to finance his channel, I fully understand human error, so it could just be a one-off. It was a simple fix. I just went down to my local hardware store and I got a little set screw the right size, a M3 3mm set screw, and I put it in and it worked just fine. Just be aware that you might have to find an odd screw in order to make your machine work right out the box. So that was a con. Easily fixed, just annoying. Reels, while they are the same size as Jobo, they had the little red tabs to separate two rolls of medium format like Jobo. I found that those separators did absolutely nothing, and every roll I put on there overlapped. And I lost a couple frames on the on each reel because they overlapped and didn't process. Super annoying. Now that can be remedied by using the masking tape of the film itself to tape the ends of the film to each other. I've never had to do that with any of my Jobo tanks and reels, but with these I would have to, or just not use those reels and use Jobo only. Like the CPE, the bottles are only going to hold 600 milliliters of liquid. Now that's not a problem if you're using 5 reels in the 1500 series tanks. This uses was it 570 milliliters, so 600 if you want to round up. Works perfectly fine in this, develops all the film perfectly well. However, with this tank it does not. This needs 750. So you would need to use a bigger bottle if you're trying to temperature control it. And bigger bottles don't fit in those slots. So you'd have to take the bottle holder out. Other than that, the only con that I think is probably the big mention would be the gasket, the Jobo lid gasket. So what I mean is, if I want the smaller tanks, this guy. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so there's a red gasket right here, around here. Okay. The Chinese drum, the lid, also has one. Now, mine is off of here right now because this is not the last lid I used. For whatever reason, I've got it on this drum here, this lid. It's on this one. This is the Chinese one. When I first got this machine, I put the Chinese drum on and it worked perfectly fine. Turned back and forth and there was no issue. Then I immediately tried the Jobo equivalent. It didn't work. The drum wouldn't turn and instead just got pushed off the gear completely, just pushed right out. I tried a different drum. The same thing happened. It was a very tight fit when I put it on and it just pushed the drum right off when I started turning it. And at first I thought, well, maybe the gears aren't the right, like they're not meshing and something's not locking in, but it did lock in, it clicked into place, everything should have been fine. And after some investigation, I saw that this little guy here, which would go on there, the Jobo ones are just much thicker than the Chinese. So it was too tight of a fit and had too much friction. Fortunately, these just come right out. Like I just used a spare medium format spool and literally just put it in and pried it out. No issue, because these are meant to be replaceable. So I popped out the Jobo brand, put the Chinese made in here instead, and it worked perfectly fine. Now that means I need to keep up with where this is and then swap it between all my different lids as I use them. Either that or find a way to shave down, sand down, or something the part on the processor to make it work with the Jobo gasket. And I don't want to do that. So that's the biggest con I can think of. The only other thing that I had an issue with, and Alex over at Shaka, his channel, we both noticed that with the drum on, it was very silent rotating one direction and then a loud clicking noise rotating the other direction. And we both came to the conclusion that the little clip that locks the drum on was screwed down too tight. So I loosened those two screws. It's reduced the clicking dramatically, but it didn't fully eliminate it. But again, it's silent one way, the other way. Not a big deal, just something to be aware of. You're not doing anything wrong. Just loosen the screws a little bit and you'll be fine. Other than that, I have found it to be a very fast and reliable machine. So much so that I sold my silver base because I'm going to use this now for any small batches. I like it quite a bit. It's going to be my main film processor from here on out. Unless something better comes along, or if they make a larger version that can take the 3000 series drums. I don't think that'll be necessary. I can manage in other ways, but I'm very, very pleased with it. I'm very glad that they sent it to me to try out. So if you're looking for one, I want to say it's like $900 or $1,000 for the machine, or it's $1,100 maybe, plus shipping for the full kit, and spring for the full kit because you've got all those accessories plus a spare drum. You know you're getting at least one of these little gaskets that'll work. Yeah, I'll throw my full weight behind it and say it's a great machine. It's a great purchase because the CPE3 is what, $2,000 now, or $2,500, something like that. It's expensive. this would be at least half the price. And you're getting just as good a machine as the CPE3. I find it solid, well built, and just a joy to use. It's some of the best C41 roll film I've had come out of that machine. So strongly recommend it. Just be careful double loading 120 film onto those reels. Other than that, I think you'll have great experience with this processor if you decide that it's going to fit your needs. So that's going to be it for the week. Thank you for watching. If you want to help support this channel, we are trying to get all the permits and planning made to start building the new darkroom. So stay tuned for videos on that. I'm hoping to make videos of each step of the process. But we need to fund it. So please go to my channel or my store over at Bluegrass Photographics, and you'll find all kinds of copy stands and accessories for that. I have new versions out now if you need copy stands for either copying your prints or DSLR scanning your negatives. I have now just a basic short column stand for 50mm lenses up to 4x5, 5x7 film. A taller stand with fully adjustable camera adjustments, and then very soon be putting out a version of that has a thicker, sturdier column for heavier cameras. So keep an eye out for that. I'm also looking at a way to get copy lights for reflective copying. So keep an eye open for that sort of thing. Those go directly to my darkroom build fund. So let's get that thing up and running so we can get back into making videos more consistently, make some more photographs, and treat you all to some new stuff. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this processor will fit your needs. And thanks again to Reflx for sending one out to me so I could test out. I really appreciate it. It's been a very good machine. I highly recommend it. So thanks again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.